In this video we're talking about the Tom Aspinall, Ciyrl Gane fight. I almost said Tom Aspinall, John Jones fight. The Tom Aspinall, Ciyrl Gane fight. And was that eye poke really that bad? Now, before I get into all that, let's start off talking about the fight. So, Ciyrl Gane walked out. I must admit, he looked very calm. He looked in brilliant shape. He looked calm, cool, collected. He was smiling. Where I did feel Tom Aspinall, I felt like you could feel the weight of it a little bit more on Tom Aspinall's shoulders. But nothing too bad. I'm not saying he looked extremely nervous, but he looked a little bit more hesitant to me. So, they get in there, fight starts. Ciyrl Gane's moving really well. He circled away from Tom Aspinall's power side. Tom Aspinall was getting close. He was landing, not necessarily landing perfectly clean, but he definitely was landing. Ciyrl Gane was also landing a few shots. He bloodied up Tom Aspinall's nose. Some people said it was broken. I definitely don't think it was broken. I've had broken noses personally myself, and it didn't look broke to me, but it was bloodied up. So Ciyrl Gane was landing on Tom Aspinall as well. Tom Aspinall shot for a takedown, which the way he shot, again, said to me that he was getting a little bit nervous, a little bit frustrated maybe. But I could be wrong. It was only because it sent quite far out. It weren't the most cleanest sort of timed shots. Unless he was just giving Ciyrl Gane another look. Don't get me wrong, it's so hard to judge when you're not in there, when you're not doing this. So, like I said, maybe not the best times, not the most cleanest shot. Ciyrl Gane defended it well, but he could have done that to remind Ciyrl Gane, yeah, I am going to also wrestle, so you got to watch yourself. Ciyrl Gane at one point changed stance. Tom Aspinall threw a hard leg kick and it moved Ciyrl Gane quite a bit, and then Ciyrl Gane switched straight back to his normal stance. Then Ciyrl Gane threw that body shot, bop, boom. Come out with the eyes, landed a nasty double eye poke on Tom Aspinall. Now, in Ciyrl Gane's defence, the eye poke thing, it is hard as a martial artist with your fighting to constantly keep your hands like this. Now, I also know Ciyrl Gane has a kickboxing / Thai boxing background. Now, when you've got the Thai boxing gloves on, good if I get a glove for the example, when you've got the Thai boxing glove on and you're doing your clinching, you're grabbing on, you extend your fingers inside the glove to try and open up the glove for grabbing on, for clinching, for guiding, for parrying. So you're constantly doing things like this with your hands to grab on, to control your opponent, to throw your knees, etc. Yeah? It is quite hard to all the time make sure, boom, boom, your hands are out. It's a natural reaction. If you're going to fall towards something, your natural reaction is to put your hands out. So, the point I'm trying to say is, I do not think the eye poke was intentional. I honestly don't. But it was an eye poke. He did do it. Wasn't intentional. Right, now, Tom Aspinall was getting a lot of hate. Straight away off the bat, I was online, I was looking at things. He was looking for an easy way out, he was losing the fight, he got eye poked, blah, 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 blah. Was Tom Aspinall losing the fight? He might have lost that round, but it's not like he was injured, he was still in the fight. And if anything, I think he would have got better as his nerves would have calmed down. Like I said at the start, I felt like he was a bit nervous, he was a little bit anxious. But, as I know from experience of fighting, sometimes that stays with you for a little bit, and then as the fight goes on, you settle into the fight a little bit more. There is a lot riding on this for Tom Aspinall. A lot riding on it. It's his first defence of a heavyweight title. He's got a lot of eyes on him. We all know John Jones beat Ciyrl Gane really quick. That's got to be playing in the back of Tom Aspinall's head. Just a little bit. It's got to be. It's got to be playing on his mind that he's got to put Ciyrl Gane away for a good finish. So that's going to be playing on his mind. But in Tom Aspinall's defence with this, yeah, it's rock, scissors, paper. Just because Jon Jones beat Ciyrl Gane easy doesn't necessarily mean Tom Aspinall is going to beat Ciyrl Gane easy. In fact, Jon Jones could beat Ciyrl Gane could beat Tom, and Tom could beat Jon Jones. Sometimes that's just how it happens in fighting. It goes like that quite a bit. Right, anyway, I'm slightly going off a little bit, so let's get back to that eye poke. And like we said, he threw the kick, boom, come out, double eye poke, blast, right in the eyes, boom. I think one went like that, one went like that. This one seemed to go in deeper, but Tom Aspinall was mainly worried about this one, which didn't seem to go in as deep, but glanced his eye. Now, is it really that bad? Should you have stopped the fight? In my opinion, now people might think I'm biased because I'm English. Tom Aspinall is English. I must admit, I'm a Tom Aspinall fan. I actually did want him to win. Should he have stopped? I 100% agree. If he felt like he couldn't see properly still, he should have stopped the match. Now, some people are saying, yeah, but his eye was closed. He didn't actually touch his eyelid closed. Honestly, get your finger, close your eyes, and just try to jab your eye. Even just a little bit. Even just a little bit, I'm telling you, it hurts. It hurts. Ciyrl Gane is a heavyweight. He's a big lump coming down with his hands out and drove it into Tom Aspinall's eye. I'm telling you, that is going to hurt. Now, we have seen loads of eye pokes before in the past. We've seen worse ones, not as worse ones. We've seen worse ones, what has carried on, people fighting. We've seen not as bad ones where people have had to stop fighting. Now, sometimes a visual or something doesn't always tell the full story. You don't know how Tom Aspinall is feeling in himself. When you get eye poked, straight away it's going to hurt, it's going to blur your vision, and sometimes 5 minutes is not long enough to recover. Now, the doctor did say, and he clearly did say, he's not worried, it's up to Tom if he wants to carry on. But again, just because the doctor can't see any visual damage doesn't mean that Tom Aspinall's eyes are not going to stop watering and he's going to be able to open it up to see well enough for Ciyrl Gane to carry on fighting. Now, like I said, there was loads on the line for this fight. You've got to put yourself in Tom Aspinall's shoes. What would you do? You've got all this riding on the fight, a lot of money, a reputation, a title, undefeated in the UFC. Well, other than the leg injury, but you know what I mean. He's got a hell of a lot of riding on this, his legacy. If you get eye poked in a fight and after 5 minutes you still can't see properly, why would you option to carry on fighting? Was Tom Aspinall looking for an easy way out? Was he losing the fight? Yeah, he might have been losing the fight. Do I reckon he wanted an easy way out? No. I think it still could have been the same. Even if he was completely dominating the fight, he still might have been like, nah, I can't see. And it's, even if he was looking for an easy way out, to a certain extent, although I don't blame Ciyrl Gane done the eye poke, it's not Tom Aspinall's fault. Yeah, I don't always agree with that when people look for an easy option out. But again, hand on my heart, I generally don't think he was. When you get eye poked, it is nasty, it takes a long time to recover. It's the same with a groin strike. But at the end of the day, how long are they meant to give the fighters to recover? I do agree. Anything after 5 minutes, if you can't continue, then the fight is off. If you could continue, because it weren't too bad and you got away with it, that's fair enough. But only Tom Aspinall knows how painful that was. And I do believe if it weren't that painful and he could have carried on, then he would have carried on with the fight. So that's my opinion on the matter. I'd like to know what you lot think in the comment section. Was Tom Aspinall looking for an easy way out? I really don't think he was at all, in my opinion. And it's a little bit ironic. Tom Aspinall wanted to fight John Jones, and I felt like Ciyrl Gane turned into John Jones, coming in with them oblique kicks and that nasty eye poke. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I am gutted. I'm sure Tom Aspinall's gutted. I'm sure Ciyrl Gane's gutted. I'm sure John Jones is smiling. But at the end of the day, it's just one of them things. It is what it is. Hopefully they do make the rematch, and I think it's going to make the rematch even better now, because Tom knows he might not be able to put Ciyrl Gane away as easy as he has done the other opponents. Ciyrl Gane's going to be confident, so it's going to be one hell of a rematch.